You're listening to Podcast PXN, PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo. Let's do this.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to Podcast PXN episode 102. I am one of your hosts, Rashan, aka Roro, and today I am joined by Dan the Halo Man, Daniel Prindle, and Super Monkey Ball's newest character, Christian. How are you guys doing today?
Great.
Very
Do you imagine if they put me in there? That'd be awesome.
I can, yeah, absolutely.
And the next
Please,
character, Christian.
Hello.
Thank you, everyone, for watching live and for chat. Just a reminder, we are each and every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time on YouTube and sometimes on Twitch, but not today. And we're going to get to that as our first PXN news story. But our topic of the show today is recent game previews. So we're going to go through a couple of big game previews together and talk about our thoughts, if we're excited, if we're not excited. And that's going to be our topic of the show today. But as I said before, PXN News of the Week comes first. So our first story is the Twitch September 1st protest. So as I said, we're not streaming on Twitch today because we are, partaking in this this protest. It's called hashtag a day off Twitch, where a couple of streamers came together to do this this boycott, I guess, if you will, against Twitch because of the hate raids that were going on Twitch. So they decided a bunch of streamers decided to take the day off and kind of stream elsewhere. But I'm going to take a second to read from The Verge here. On Wednesday, September 1st, a number of channels on Twitch will go dark as streamers participate in a hashtag a day off Twitch, a walkout designed to bring attention to the ongoing hate and harassment that's plagued the platform for the last several weeks. Created by Twitch streamers Shiny Pen, Lucia Everblack, and Wreck-It Raven, the walkout aims to bring greater awareness to the problems creators are suffering on Twitch, particularly people of color and women and trans folks, people of the LGBT plus community have been faced with a lot of transphobic, racist, sexist hate raids. Usually raids are a positive thing where somebody would raid your channel with a bunch of viewers from their stream to kind of support someone else. But as of late, some people have been using bots to hate raid people. And so instead of showing support, they would be just spamming your chat with horrible, horrible messages. So a lot of people are saying like they're angry and kind of fed up that this is still going on because it's been going on for quite some time, but it's just had a very strange uptick for some reason, seeing more of it for some reason, or maybe it's just being caught on camera a bit more. Whatever the reason, people were fed up with it and they're deciding to take a day off in hopes that Twitch will make a difference on the platform. But yeah, I just want to pass off the question to you guys. Your thoughts around the situation. Do you think change is going to come from this? Christian, what do you think about the day off Twitch situation?
I hope so. I mean, it's essentially just like one big protest to get Twitch's eyes on like, yeah, people are actually mad at our lack of an actual response. So much so that I saw today's Streamlabs actually came out with like their own tools from their own like if you have their software, their platform, you can activate safe mode, which I thought was really cool. And I would love to see Twitch reach out to people who have already figured out ways to kind of circumvent this without having to do a bunch of keyboard shortcuts, just to kind of flip a switch and turn it on and go straight into some kind of safe mode, because that stuff is out there. People have figured it out, and Twitch needs to get on it. One thing I want to add is that kind of unfortunate to see a lot of other like bigger streamers, either just in general streaming today, or B, saying like, oh, I would do this if people were actually like not going to stream this day. And it's like, well, if more people came with the mentality of like, I'm not going to stream because we shouldn't be streaming, then guess what? More people would not be streaming today. So yeah.
Yeah, Christian, I agree. And that whole safe mode thing that you were talking about on Twitter, I saw that as well. And I think that's very interesting for like toning down like toxic conversations on Twitter. Absolutely. However, like on Twitch, I feel like they shouldn't have to activate something like that. Like, like that should be something that's just built into the platform. And like there's certain words and like things that people say in Twitch chat that should not be allowed. And like some people talk about, freedom of speech and I have freedom to do whatever I want and all these things. And it's like, well, no, you don't have the freedom to be a freaking asshole. Like, don't just try to degrade people just because of certain, things about them. Like Ro said, there's so many different types of people that live in this world. Like, you do not need to pick apart people just because they don't look the same as you or act the same as you or like different things than you. Like, people just need to be respectful of each other, and Twitch needs to acknowledge the fact that people aren't going to do that by their own. You have to force them to be better, essentially, and that comes with better tools and better, awareness, whatever it is, whether it's AI or whatever it is that can make sure that what is being put into the Twitch chat isn't something that is just completely toxic, that's, completely unacceptable and not needed at all.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the whole freedom of speech thing, like yeah, it's just, I don't mind it because it's just the thing that I don't understand is that when they say that, they always expect to be without consequence. Like, you have the freedom to say whatever you want, but you also should expect and deserve the consequences that come with saying whatever that. So if you're going to say all these horrible stuff on Twitch, then you shouldn't be able to do it every single week. You should get the ban, and you shouldn't be able to use the platform and stuff like that, if that's how you want to use your freedom of speech. But yeah, it's crazy. I hope it does do something. I think Twitch knows that it's a problem, so I hope they just do fix the situation. I don't think a day off Twitch does much besides bring the attention to it, I guess. And hopefully it does. I feel like a week-long thing would probably hit them where it hurts a little. But if this does spark the change, then great. Then I don't need to say anything more. But I think what's really interesting, I don't think it has anything to do with the hate rates per se, but maybe it does. But two really big streamers by Dr. Lupo and Tim the Tatman are moving off the platform and are going to be exclusively streaming on YouTube Gaming. I don't know the culture of gaming's chats, really. Maybe it is better. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's pretty crazy that Dr. Lupo, one of the biggest streamers on there, is just taking his viewership elsewhere, which that'll definitely hurt Twitch for sure.
From what I've heard from other streamers over the course of a few months, because I don't think it's entirely related to the hate raids. I think this is has been happening for a while. Is the people that have been making the move from Twitch to YouTube Gaming, it's just that the team behind the gaming team on YouTube Gaming is just overall a lot better than the service we're getting, I guess, on Twitch. They're just more attentive, they're more reliable, they're more responsive, which is, I think, a big one. Whenever there's issues, YouTube Gaming seems to be on it more than people who are on Twitch. And then I think it may have something to do with like pay and how much Twitch takes versus YouTube Gaming, but I'm not 100% sure on that front.
I think in their case as well, I would be willing to bet that YouTube is paying them a amount of money up front to tell them, like, to bring them exclusively to their platform, kind of like what Mixer did with Ninja and Shroud and all those other ones that they paid, and then Mixer got shut down less than a year later. But yeah, I think YouTube's trying to take some mind share away from Twitch, which is a good thing. Like, the fact that you have a direct competitor that is taking popular streamers away from Twitch is a good thing, because that's going to put pressure on Twitch to increase their tools for this kind of thing, for derogatory comments and comments that people are making that are just hateful. So
yeah, it'll bring better, like you're saying, better tools all around, whether it be for better compensation for streamers, like Christian was saying, like better pay, and just a better, hopefully, community, like you were saying, for the people watching and also streaming on the platform. So yeah, definitely competition is good. So I'm glad that we are seeing some of that. Moving on to the next topic, and kind of sticking to like the same kind of mood that we're in. Hopeful change, hopeful future. The Overwatch team has announced that they are making a small but necessary change. They are changing the name of Jesse McCree. The Overwatch team planned to release a new lore-focused event in September, but is delaying that to deal with the elephant in the room. The developers are changing the name of McCree, known for the foreseeable future as the cowboy hero, amid the sexual harassment and discrimination lawsuit levied against Activision Blizzard and other reports of misconduct. So Jesse McCree was one of the people mentioned in the Cosby Suite and the BlizzCon whole sexual assault fiasco that we talked about, I guess last month at this point. But yeah, it is a small change, but it's definitely one that I think needed to be taken. So I'm glad that they are doing that. Daniel, what did you think about this?
Yeah. There's so yes, this is absolutely needed, and this was, a long time coming. I do think it's funny though. I couldn't help but laugh at when you said that they're making him known as the cowboy hero or whatever. It reminds me of the Washington football team when they had to change their name because for obvious reasons and similar capacity. But it's like, pick a name. Don't just call it the Washington football team. Pick a new name. Like, it's been 2 years, but yeah, obviously this was a month ago, so they haven't had time to deliberate that and figure that out yet. But yeah, it's super important for this. There was one conversation I didn't like that came out of this. I saw people online saying like, oh, we shouldn't have developers' names named after characters in game, and like that's so like that should never happen, and all this. Personally, for me, like, I think it's awesome to have developers' names in the game because like they worked so hard to make these games and make them so good that I don't think we should, criticize the developers for putting, developer names into the game. I think we should criticize them for putting bad people that work on the development team. Obviously, they don't know at the time, but like, I'll just give you an example. One of my favorite parts of Halo Combat Evolved, playing it back in the day, was like seeing your Marines that are joining you throughout the campaign. It picks from a random name generator from all employees that worked on the game. So like even when you play the Master Chief Collection, Halo CE, you're playing and you get random names put in from the original development team from Bungie back in the day, which is, I think that stuff is nice. So cool. So I don't want to take away from that kind of stuff, but obviously in situations like this, you have to, do something about it. You can't leave that because that legacy is like tarnished. You can't obviously keep that, but
I missed a lot of this conversation on this day when this article was broken just because I had a lot of stuff to do at work. So I was mostly off the internet this day. I do agree with Ro that it is a positive step in like a direction that we want to see moving forward. I also agree with Dan that like it's always nice to service the team behind the game you created by idolizing is the right word, immortalizing them, I guess, in some way by placing them in the art that they're creating. I think that's very cool. The Halo example I think is like super touching. I love that. I did hear there was like some discourse on like against this that the Overwatch team wasn't doing enough. Does anyone know about this? Did anyone hear anything about that?
I heard a little bit about that. That this move is essentially they're saying that this is not enough, which I agree with. But I think the first step in hopefully more steps to change the culture there. But I think people were just upset that like, oh, this is all that you're doing, which is at the same time, like, I understand, but like we have to start somewhere, sort of thing. I don't know if you heard anything more, but that's what I heard.
Okay, no, I was just curious because I missed a lot of it, but I wasn't exactly 100% sure. Yeah, I mean, even like reading the like their post that they made on online, like the article, it seemed like it was going to be like a just the first step, right? So
yeah, well, that's what I thought too. Yeah.
And like Blizzard has made like multiple moves at this point, like to make things better there. Like we've already seen multiple things occur, like the leadership completely gone from Blizzard, and two other people brought up, Mike Ybarra being one of them. And so like I've seen some steps by Blizzard. I have not seen any steps by Activision. That's my problem with the whole thing. The Activision side of it has done nothing. So
Yeah, I agree with Daniel about the name thing to an extent where like I love that Halo thing. I love like the Easter eggs that they do for the developers and stuff like that. The part where I am a little turned off when it's like a freaking character and it's just straight up the name of developer, like, oh, Jesse McCree it's like I don't know, if like Henry in The Last of Us was literally named after a developer. It's like I like when it's the little Easter eggs at the side, but like I'm not a huge like creator by any of the stretch of means, but I would love to make like a comic or some story someday. I would never name after myself just to put myself in there. It seems just so narcissistic to like a certain degree, but like I would like maybe like write my name on like if it ever became a TV show, like something, a wall or like spray paint or something like that. But I would never like name a main character or a side character after myself or someone on the team. It seems that's just a little step too far to me.
I agree,
especially with yeah. But I do like what you were saying, Daniel. I think what they did was perfect. Like that's the right level for me as someone who enjoys playing video games. But yeah, that's it. But
wait,
yeah,
Ro likes playing video games.
I do. I do. It is the 102nd episode. Breaking news. I like video games. Moving on to our next story. Battlefield 2042 open beta is incoming this month. Battlefield 2042 will have an open beta ahead of its launch, and now DICE has shared a few more details about it. The open beta will be released sometime in September. So the preload will start on September 3rd. Early access starts September 4th, so I'm assuming
that's
soon.
soon.
Have to very soon. You'd have to pre-order the game to get early access probably. And for everyone, September 6th, and it ends on the 11th. So you could have a lot of time with the game. So depending on when you start up, but it's a good chunk of time if you wanted to get a feel for it before you decide to pick it up. I know I will definitely be jumping into this. I've been so excited, as well as I know you as well. But yeah, what are you guys hoping to see in this Battlefield beta, and are you guys going to be jumping in when it comes around? Christian, I'll start with you.
I haven't pre-ordered the game yet, just because I've been busy. So I hope that I'll probably pre-order it just to get my hands on the beta. Because let's be real, Battlefield betas are always fun, and we always have the expectations that it is a beta. And I think everyone who is playing is aware of this. Like, even going back to I think like 2042, which is the first beta I remember playing for Battlefield. Like everyone knew that we're like testing out for bugs and helping to get the game polished for in time for release. And so I actually spend my time like giving developers feedback when I play these Battlefield betas. Like it's always a good time for me. Let's see if I can do it again this year, because I can't wait. I love all the alpha footage I've seen on TikTok and stuff. It looks so fun.
Yeah, I mean, seeing as I've never played this before, and this would totally be the first time I've played it before, I am definitely excited about playing this. But yeah, I'm interested to see what they have on offer, like Christian said, and it's awesome that they're giving people a long time with it as well. Like if you pre-order it, you essentially get over a week of playtime with it, which is pretty awesome. So I kind of hope they have some maybe a couple maps in there, some modes. I'm excited for it. It's gonna be good.
Me too. Very excited, and hopefully my PC can run it. Hopefully, that's fingers crossed. If not, I'll just play it on PlayStation, I guess.
True.
But yeah, moving on to the next story. A little PSA for our DC fans out there. DC fandome is coming up October 16th, and there'll be some video game news. Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, and Gotham Knights will both be shown at the event, so keep an eye out for that. Hopefully, we'll finally get some gameplay for Kill the Justice League, which got a pretty cool CGI trailer at E3 this year. Was that this year? Or was that last? No, Game Awards.
That was at the last DC fandom.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay, never mind. So it's been a year since we've got anything from the Suicide Squad game. So I'm definitely looking forward to see what that potentially looks like. Daniel, are you excited for potentially some gameplay for this game, or is this not something that is really exciting?
Yeah, I'm still intrigued by Gotham Knights. I enjoyed all the Batman games, obviously, so I'm definitely down for Gotham Knights, where it seems to be, a mix and mash of that, obviously without Batman. Although I still have the theory that Batman's going to show up at the end and he's not actually dead, but
Of course.
we'll see. And Suicide Squad, I just want to see like what it ends up being. Like, obviously Rocksteady has such a good history with their games, with Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Knight. Maybe not so much Arkham Knight, but Suicide Squad, I just want to see like how they combine those characters and make a really cool story. I guess I'm not completely sold on it yet because we kind of have to see what the gameplay is, but like you said, it had a really cool CG trailer last year, so definitely want to see more from that game and that studio for sure.
This was hilarious when I saw this on Twitter because like, wow, it's the exact same fandom from last year. But I also can't be more excited for it because one, Matt Reeves is the Batman. Like, I wanted to throw that in there because that's good. Also being shown. I can't wait for that movie.
Yes.
But two, to Dan's point, of course Batman is in it. You can't do a Court of Owls game without having Batman in the freaking game. I almost cussed.
Oh, you're.
I know. I don't like to during the shows. It's weird. I don't know. The last gameplay. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say it wasn't the whole Court of Owls thing was that Batman was dead, but he wasn't really dead. Like, he was assassinated. Wasn't that the whole thing? This copy? No, no, never mind. I thought wasn't there assassins after him in that one?
There was, yes, there was assassins after him.
Okay, but he wasn't assassinated. Yeah. Okay, never mind. All right, sorry.
Where was I at? The gameplay for what we saw for Gotham Knights actually turned me off. Like, I don't like the MMO take on like what I would have loved to be like a narrative-driven game. That said, there still seems to be a lot of narrative in it, so I'm curious to see more. Like, I hope that they're able to sway me and make me more excited with whatever they plan to show next. And yeah, you guys both said it. Like, I can't wait to see what Rocksteady's doing with the Suicide Squad game. I don't love that Superman's been the bad guy in a lot of fiction lately, but like, I still trust that Rocksteady can make a killer story. So like, why not?
That is true. Like, literally, like, what, both Injustice games, I think he was the bad guy too. And yeah, it is.
Yeah, and then even stuff like the Amazon show where it's like,
yeah,
essentially superhero stuff, but like the darker take on Superman. It's like, it's getting a little tedious. Like, I would love to see a happy Superman, like from the Superman animated series, like when I was growing up, or Justice League. But either way, I'm excited.
I feel like people, myself included, I always thought Superman was kind of like not a super exciting character, and I feel like a lot of people who make the you just stick with that, and now it's just super done. We've done it a lot now. So yeah. Even me, who isn't interested in Superman that much, would like to see him go back to his roots, I guess. Yeah.
Have you guys seen the CW show Superman and Lois?
Oh, yeah. I have not seen it, but I've seen clips too.
It's actually pretty good. I enjoy, although I like a lot of the CW shows like The Flash and that, but I think it's actually a pretty good show.
There's that one clip of him like proving that he's Superman or whatever, and he like lifts the car, and then he like starts flying with the car. I was like, that's a cool clip. Yeah, it's nice.
Very cool stuff. Well, we are excited for some more DC stuff. So moving on to the next story, PUBG creator Brendan Green leaves Krafton to form a new studio. Brendan Green, better known for his online persona PlayerUnknown, has announced today that he will be leaving PUBG developer and publisher Krafton to form his own independent studio, PlayerUnknown Productions. Green has been credited with pioneering the battle royale genre after creating PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds as an Arma mod, and later developing it into a full game with South Korean publisher Krafton. So this comes kind of on the heels of like the little interesting topic that we had a couple weeks ago with them changing the names and potentially more PlayerUnknown versions, and like the whole, what was it? They're renaming the series so they can better implement new additions to the game. And now he's just, he's leaving. He's doing something else now. He's off for hopefully bigger and better things. I don't know what else to make of this story besides potentially good for him for to going off to start something new after being a mod and creating a whole genre pretty much. So that's really cool. So good for him. Hopefully, whatever's next is bigger and better than PUBG. Are you guys excited for what that potentially could be, or is this just it's up to his next thing? Christian, I'll ask you what you think of this story in general.
First of all, I didn't even know Player Unknown was like an alias for a person. Yeah, and until this, that's very cool. But like, I mean, that's cool. I like when developers like establish themselves, right, and like they make something that's very successful, and then they move on to do other projects. Like that's always exciting for me. Like no matter like what platform you're doing it for or what genre, like that's just cool. Like I like creators creating, and so if he feels like he's done with the PUBG team, he wants to move on to something else, whether it be another battle royale or something new. I think that's very cool, and like I look forward to whatever they make next. As PUBG was huge, and like that influenced Fortnite, which Fortnite influenced. The branches are endless now. So yeah, very cool.
Yeah, I agree. Obviously, the impact that it had on the industry was enormous. Even if PUBG wasn't as successful as Fortnite, it still had a huge impact on the current state of events of the industry because of Fortnite basically copying what they were doing. But yeah, I don't know that I'll be that interested just because I never got into PUBG. It felt too janky to me. I've played it a few times and I'm just like, all right, I see the appeal, but it's just, I don't know. It's just not like you play Apex. It's like super smooth and fast paced and all this. And I play PUBG and I feel like I'm like, grinding chalk on a chalkboard. I don't know. That's just my take on it. Obviously other people really enjoy it, but it does now make sense why they're renaming the whole PUBG Corp thing.
Definitely.
With them leaving.
Yeah. I'm excited to see what it could be. I hope it's not another battle royale. I hope it is something different. But it is interesting. We're seeing a lot of new studios pop up this year, and it's exciting to see what could possibly be next. But moving on to our next story, Life is Strange TV adaptation is in the works. I'm reading from IGN. Matt Kim. Life is Strange TV adaptation is in the works and is now enlisted Grammy-nominated singer Shawn Mendes to oversee the music series. Oversee the music for the series. Why are you guys laughing? What's going on?
Why is Dan laughing?
Because while we were on the previous one, I just made your first word bigger and bolded because it says Shawn Mendes.
Oh.
So I thought we were talking about Schwans for a second.
Oh my goodness.
I'm laughing because they took our idea from the show and Emmett's idea to turn Life is Strange into a TV and or a movie property.
Yes, exactly.
That is true.
When I saw this, I was like, oh, they were doing one all this time, and I just thought it would be a good idea. But yeah, they've been doing it all this time, and I wasn't such a genius after all. This is really really cool. I don't know how you guys feel about Shawn Mendes as a singer or artist in general. I've only really heard his hit his hit songs, I should say, on the radio ever so often. But I feel like he would like kind of fit the mood for Life is Strange based on what I've heard. But yeah, Daniel, what do you think about Shawn Mendes overseeing music? Are you a Shawn stan? Are you excited for the Life is Strange TV adaptation?
Yeah, I think that would totally make sense. Like that kind of like, I don't know how to, like that teenage, not teenage, but like that drama type thing. I feel like that would fit well with the music that he puts together. So I feel like, I don't know. Obviously, I've never played Life is Strange, so I might just be making crazy accusations about it that aren't even, accurate. But well, I've played the first Life is Strange, but then I was like, all right, this isn't for me. I gotta step away. But yeah, I think it'll be a good fit. But what do I know? I'm not a Life is Strange fan. What do you think, Roro? You're the
I want to know Ro's opinion. Yeah.
Well, I just continued reading this. Done that before, actually talking about it. But
Same.
it's the company behind 13 Why also is doing this, which again could be really good. I didn't like 13 Reasons Why that much, but if you're going to do a dark, like high school teen angst sort of thing, I feel like the people behind 13 Reasons Why may do a really good job with it. Like, there's definitely some cheesy, corny aspects of Life is see them a team that did 13 Reasons Why kind of going over the top with it. That I see it working. Shawn Mendes, I think, could do a fine job. I would just love honestly, the original soundtrack should just be included because the soundtrack for the first Life is Strange is so good. So I would just love that. But yeah, I'm excited for sure. Definitely excited to see where this goes. As someone who just on 100th episode hoped that this would happen. So I'm glad to hear that it is actually true. So yeah.
Okay, time for my Sinnoh thoughts. Okay, so I also, like Ro, started reading on the IGN article, and first of all, I didn't even know the show was announced in 2016, like 5 years ago. That's bonkers to me. Where was this news? I completely missed it. The other is that Legendary is working on it, which is like a pretty cool film company. I like a lot of their big blockbuster movies, not of lately, but like of past few years, are like bangers. The Batman movies, your Nolan movies, those are all Legendary. I mean, you got some stuff like Godzilla in there, Detective Pikachu. Whether or not you like those movies, I think is going to be up to personal taste. But if you have teams like that working on Life is Strange, the property, along with the other production company, that Anonymous Content, that works on 13 Reasons Why, I think that team is going to be really good at selling Life is Strange for the intended audience, which might be kind of that mid to older teen range. So it has the potential to be really cool for like their intended audience. I think what's going to come down to me, whether or not it's going to hit or not, is who's directing and who's writing the episodes. Other than that, like, awesome.
Yeah, definitely. I always get excited for these things. We've got a couple of good video game movies recently.
Sonic.
I feel like Sonic, yes. I can't wait for the second one. But and then sometimes we get Monster Hunters. There's always, I'm so excited, but then it's like this could just crash and burn. But I always get excited, especially for when they start casting people. It's like you get to see like, oh, it looks just like her. Oh, they'll be perfect for this role. So I'm definitely excited to see what next news story may come out of this. Hopefully we get some faces to go along with the characters. So I'm definitely excited.
Speaking of, because I didn't realize we didn't put it in there. Did you guys see the Resident Evil screenshots?
Yes. Good.
Thoughts on those?
We'll see.
I'm not a huge Resident Evil fan, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Daniel, what?
We'll see. I don't know. I'm not convinced by the screenshots. It looks a little cheesy, but I will say the Resident Evil movies prior were very cheesy as well at times, and I still loved them. So I know a lot of people like hate them and like curse them to hell and all that, but I love the Resident Evil movies. I don't care what people say, except for the I forget which one. The second to last one was horrible. Don't watch it. But
okay.
What did you think, Christian, of the screenshots?
I mean, I saw them and it was the exact same thing that Dan is like, yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Shout out Evan Hogia from Victorious. Sure.
Great show. Moving on to our next little story. Skate has been announced for PC. They did a little teaser trailer on Twitter there with a little dude. Well, not a little dude, a dude skateboarding. And they teased that it'll be PC. Do we know when? Christian, you added it to this story. Are you a big Skate fan? And do you have any more info than this?
Am I a big Skate fan? Are you kidding me? Dude, I cannot wait for this freaking game. Like, oh my god. Skate 1, I think, is, honestly, I'm going to say it's probably the best one. It's my favorite. I love it. It's so grounded. Yeah, dude, I can't, like, any detail about, like, Skate that's coming out, I will probably put into our doc because I'm so excited. And so if you are a fan of Skate on PC, which, as of now, there's no way to play it unless you emulate it. There we go.
That is really cool that they're kind of giving that fan base that's pretty awesome, because I love the Tony Hawk games from back in the day, not the newer ones, but Pro Skater, Pro Skater 2, and all that. It was so good. Perfect.
I'm gonna grab something. I'll be right back.
All right. The punk rock music and perfect soundtrack. Loved it so much. It was amazing. So if Skate can capture just a little ounce of that, I'll be all in for it. Oh,
I was going to make us guess which Christian's going to bring us, but never mind.
skateboard.
Skateboard, yeah.
Nice.
So it looks cool.
This is for another story for later.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really? It's not for Skate?
It's not for this one, surprisingly.
Okay.
No.
Fair
It's
enough.
going to be
Alright,
for
moving-
Hello Kitty.
I'll
All
be
right,
shocked.
Dan said it. So.
Was it really?
Oh, it
I
is.
was just kidding. I was
Oh, wow.
kidding.
I love
I
it.
didn't know it was actual. Wow.
Yeah, I got Hello Kitty wheels on my skateboard.
Nice.
I love it. I wore I have a Naruto X shirt and I wore it to work. Everybody's like, oh, that goes hard. I love that shirt. Like, are you a fan of Naruto or Hello Kitty? I always had to ask because sometimes they would say Hello Kitty. It's like, all right, fair enough.
Nice.
So, yeah, Hello Kitty, Sario. So cute. Love those characters. But moving on to the next story, they got some new characters coming to Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. The two characters that got announced to the roster are Cat Dog and April O'Neil. April O'Neil fans are still winning after she got announced for the Turtles in Time remake. So awesome. I'm glad that she's here as well in the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. And Cat Dog, great show. Glad to see them also added to the roster. But along with that, there has been a leak of some more potential characters.
Ooh.
And I'm very excited to announce that Korra and Aang may also be joining, depending.
Oh, but we knew those.
We knew?
right?
Okay, never mind.
Aang was already on the roster. Then Korra was one of the silhouettes on the box art, and everyone was
Okay.
like, "That's Korra,
Korra.
obviously."
Okay, perfect. I'm glad Aang was announced, and I hope Korra also joins because I
I'm
don't
more-
want to say anything like any crazy takes here, but I do like Korra. Should I finish my sentence? No,
Don't say
okay.
it.
I
Say
do
it,
like
say it,
Korra
say
more. Where's my lovely art book,
Oh,
The
wow.
Legend of Korra? I love Korra so much.
That's cool.
But
That's awesome.
yeah, I will get canceled. I understand Aang is a G, but Korra, I love her so much. But
To
are
add-
there any? Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, to add to this, so there are 3 characters left to reveal after this. Obviously, one seems to be like it's going to be Korra, and then the other is it looks like Ren and Stimpy, according to the subreddit. So yeah,
Very cool. I hope the Crimson Chin is one of those characters as well. Are there any crazy vault that you would like to see come to All-Star Brawl?
I told Emmett that I wanted Keenan and Kel to be the ice climbers
Right.
of
Yes.
Smash Bros. Or not Smash Bros. Of Nick.
Yeah,
All-Stars.
Nickelodeon.
That would
Yeah.
be awesome.
Danny, do you have any random ones?
Gosh, I don't even know if I could think of any. I guess, have any of the Rocket Power characters been confirmed
Oh,
for
that'd be
this?
cool.
I think that
I
would
don't
love-
think so.
I would love any of them,
Yes,
Yeah,
I
that'd be
agree.
cool.
And
even Tito.
yes, Tito would be cool. And I don't care about Sean's pessimism for this game when we were talking about it. I'm going to be optimistic, and I think we're all going to be optimistic about this game. I think. I hope it's really good.
Yeah, I agree. I would love both of those characters to come as well. I think I said last time I would like the Chalk Zone characters to come, but I saw somebody say Jenny from
Yes.
My Life as a Teenage Robot. That makes so much sense. That would be awesome if she was at it. So yeah, this is really cool. I'm enjoying it. Okay. I'm excited. I'm intrigued. Add some more characters that I like, and I might buy the game. Yeah, definitely.
I think there's a little bit too much double dipping in the series. Like there's 3 or 4 SpongeBob characters.
Yeah.
Reptar is a character which is just strange. Helga is another weird one. And then Nigel Thornberry is another strange one. Like, come on, like Jenny would have been awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, and we just gave you guys a bunch of ideas that you could have used instead of all the SpongeBob ones. So
You know what?
At the very least.
You know what? Nintendo brought every single Smash Brothers character in the history of Smash Brothers to Smash Brothers Ultimate. The least they could do is bring every single Nickelodeon character to this game.
At least they
Make
can.
it happen.
Moving on to our next story, a little tidbit here. Death Stranding may be getting a sequel. Who's the source, you may ask? Norman Reedus, none other than Norman Reedus. I think, this is a quote from him, I think we're doing a second Death Stranding. The game is in negotiations now, so yay. Yeah, I know, Christian, you're a big Death Stranding fan, is that correct? I mean,
Am
yeah.
I a big
Okay.
Death Stranding fan? I'm only
keep
making a
asking these
40-minute
terrible-
video essay on it.
And Daniel, did you ever jump in, or you jumped into it, but did you finish it?
I did not jump into it.
We did not jump into it.
No, I just don't. I never thought it would be something that I'd be interested in. Some of the newer stuff that they've been adding, though, I feel like would interest me, like the stealth stuff and like the more actiony stuff. The whole like delivery aspect, I was just like, I don't know if that would be up my alley.
That's the best part of the game.
Delivery.
It is, yeah. I jumped in. I haven't beat with what I played so far. But yeah, I was gonna ask Daniel if the director's cut was something that interests you, if you piqued your interest at all to jump back in, because I think that's an interesting question. Ghost of Tsushima trying it as well. If these director's cut are actually working for people who may have missed it or weren't super interested in it the first time around. So you're saying that possibly, maybe with the new stuff that they added, maybe?
Yeah, possibly. Yes, I would possibly be interested. There are the one question I have about this is it's interesting, right? Because was it just a couple months ago, maybe, or a month ago, that we were talking about it was all but a done deal that Kojima was working on a Xbox or was going to be working with Xbox exclusively. Yeah. So like, does that mean Death Stranding 2 would be an Xbox game, or does that mean something else in conjunction with Death Stranding 2?
I'm glad you asked, because voice actors announcing stuff is never like a telltale sign of
Goofy from Kingdom Hearts.
Goofy, yeah, that's exactly what it was about. So I put this in there because I wanted to ask: do you actually believe Norman Reedus is right that a second Death Stranding is coming, and it's not some sort of DLC? It's not like director's cut stuff. It's an actual sequel. What do you guys think?
I think he's right. I hope he's right. I don't know. Like, I feel like we've so far out from the game, the original game, plus the DLC, the director's cut is coming out now. I don't know do you think they're working on DLC for the first Death Stranding still? I feel like if they're working on Death Stranding stuff, it's probably for what's next, I hope. But then again, Goofy from Kingdom Hearts 3. Who knows, honestly.
Yeah,
but
I'm not sure if that... I don't know. I guess Norman Reedus wouldn't just say this out of nowhere, right? Like, he would have had to have like had someone like mention to him, "Hey, there's a possibility of this happening." Like, I feel like that would have happened, but I don't know.
If anyone knows how to do, no, because that game ends and it's like a very like definitive kind of like ending. But if any like all the Metal Gear Solid games end that way anyway. So if anyone knows how to do a weird sequel that's like based on the original game, but not like an actual sequel. I don't know. If anyone knows how to do it, it's Kojima. So I am very curious to learn more, but I don't think we're going to see that anytime soon.
Yeah. Then
again, Death Stranding was made pretty quickly. It was announced fast, but it was also made pretty fast with the Decima engine. So who knows?
Yeah. I when you mentioned that Kojima was rumored to do an Xbox, and how Death Stranding is PlayStation exclusive, potentially Death Stranding 2 being an Xbox. Everyone very upset who played it, at least the PlayStation fanboy. But I feel like that's such a metaphor and then connecting the United States of America. It'd be interesting to connect the gamers in this way, like get the sequel. But I feel like that would be such a... Now I can't play it at all, but I would be interested to see if Kojima would do something that crazy. But if anybody would, it would be him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the PXN news. Oh wait, no, it's not. Got one more story here.
You're about to get shot down by Christian.
One more story here. We got another Super Monkey Ball character. They are introducing Sario's own Hello Kitty, and she looks absolutely adorable. She looks so cute running around collecting apples and flying all over the place. Christian, as our Super Monkey Ball expert, are you excited for Hello Kitty to join the roster?
Yes, but like, why it's $5? I have no clue. Like, why isn't this part of the game? Also, why a Sanrio character in general? I have no clue. But like, as soon as I saw those screenshots, and then I got tagged by Jackson, I was like, you know what? I'm in. Maybe I will throw the extra bucks that way, because like, I grew up with Sanrio characters. Like, I used to babysit my cousin, and she was like super into it. We'd go to the Hello Kitty the Sanrio store at the mall and stuff. So, like, I have like a weird sort of attachment to them. I mean, you saw the wheels on my deck. So, I mean, it's just dope. So
Yeah,
sure, I'll play.
I love it. I feel like we've been getting a new character every week so far. Like we got what was the first? We got Tails and Sonic, or was it Sonic? Just Sonic. I don't remember. And then we got Kazuma from
is it
Yakuza.
Kazuma?
Yeah, I forget his name already. But the Yakuza guy, it's very hard to tell now. I thought it was just Sega characters, but who knows now? So it is exciting to see what they may announce next. It may surprise you.
Master Chief.
Master
Dan?
Chief. Yeah, let's go.
It's possible.
Did they say how many more characters they have left to reveal? Yeah.
I don't think. Did they even announce that they were doing this in the first?
Exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah. So who's to say how many more they have left? They could stop with Hello Kitty. They could have a bunch more left. I don't know.
They could have all of the Nickelodeon roster.
Yeah, that's true.
If they're gonna keep doing this, they better put online capabilities in the game.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. I was so excited when I saw the mini games, and then so disappointed when you mentioned that it was local. I was like, what? No.
They're still good if you wanna try them. But
Yeah.
otherwise, I can't advise you to do it.
Well, you know, Christian, there's always hope, because they could release the game and then 5 years later come back to it and release features and fix things that should have been fixed at launch, aka the Master Chief Collection.
Oh,
I thought it was a Nintendo dig.
yeah, I thought it was Mario Party you're going with this, but yeah, that works too.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I should have known. I mean, it was Daniel.
Yes.
What was I thinking?
Of course.
But moving on to the games that we're playing, Daniel, what have you been playing as of late?
I've been a little busy this week. I had my church's festival this past weekend that I was helping out at. I was doing a putt-putt booth for the kids, so that was fun. But
Awesome.
Master Chief Collection, I do want to say, the next season of Master Chief Collection starts very soon. They haven't announced what date yet, but the new armor for Halo 3 and Halo Reach looks insane. Like, it's like freaking crap, what do you call that? Like not Viking. It looks like Assassin's Creed. Like what do you call that armor that it has like that mohawk looking thing? Crap. What do you,
Is it? Shoot. I'm upset too because there's a character in Destiny with this helmet like that. Oh man.
Yeah, it's escaping me. Romans? Is it the Romans?
I think so.
Okay.
I would say Spartan or something. Yeah, I don't know.
Spartan, yeah, I guess, yeah. But it looks really cool. And they have some like mystical armor as well that they're kind of testing. I feel like they're testing the waters for Halo Infinite's armor. So they have like this really cool like death skull looking helmet that they're adding for Halo 3 and Halo Reach. So good. It looks so good.
Are they adding anything to Halo 4 multiplayer?
No. And there's a very good reason for that.
I guess I won't be playing.
That is a good point though, Christian. They've been adding, they added a lot of stuff to Halo 3 and Halo Reach because those are the two most played games on Master Chief Collection. But the other games really have gotten, pushed aside essentially. Like they've gotten some content, but Halo 3 and Halo Reach have gotten 90% of the new content for MCC.
I mean, that's what everyone plays on MCC anyway, so it makes sense.
Yeah. So that's all I got.
Christian, what have you been up to, sir?
Yeah, I'm still playing a lot of Mario Golf with my buddies. One of them had his wife was like out of town, so we're hooking up every night playing the more Mario Golf. We tried New Donk City. I think I mentioned that last week. I don't remember if I did or not. And then we also tried the motion controls on Mario Golf, and it was terrible. I still managed to come out under par for our 18 holes, but it was rough. Otherwise, like, what a game! Everything inside the campaign sucks. Everything that's like a multiplayer, what a blast!
I still need to get that game.
It's fun. The multiplayer rocks. Just standard golf rocks. So if you're into that, check it out. And then I tried out Psychonauts 2 earlier last week, and I regret to inform that I do not like it.
Oh no!
Although I wish I did.
Yeah. Are you a fan of the first one?
Yeah, I never finished the first one. I even tried it again on Game Pass, and I was like, this feels too dated for me to like go back and actually finish. Even though I think like Double Fine's cool. Like I love the art style, love the humor, love the writing, right? And then I played Psychonauts 2, and it was like essentially still the same. Where I felt like the combat and all the platforming was still stuck from like 2 generations ago. And then one of the biggest issues I have is that every time you enter a new area, which happens a lot in this game, you're constantly stopped by dialogue that doesn't happen like actually in game. So it's taking player away from controller, and it continues even during boss battles. Like I fought my first boss at the end of like the actual first level, I'd consider it. And then you do it in phases, and between phases, like the game is stopping you, and you're having conversations with other NPCs, and it's like, why are we doing this in the middle of a boss battle? And it seems like from what I've heard that issue doesn't go away, like that it's that pace the rest of the game where every time you enter a new door or hallway or whatever, it's ripped away for more scripted scenes, and it's like I just want to play the game, but we'll see how it goes. I'll keep at it.
Jay in the chat says golf is awesome, guys.
Golf is
Thank you, Jay.
As soon as I continue, it's like, do I strongly feel that way? But yeah, golf is great. I like mini putt, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
I think you guys can guess what I have been playing. Destiny 2, as per usual. The new season has started, and crossplay has also been integrated with the new season. So anybody out there, I could play with you no matter what, wherever you're playing, I can play with you too. So yeah, that's super excited to potentially get to play with more of my buddies. But yeah, I've been enjoying the new season so far. Yes, Daniel.
No, I was just saying,
yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I would love to play with all of you. But yeah, also, Daniel, you gifted me a lovely emblem because you had an extra one today, but I know what the emblem is for. So why did you get off with a Bungie store, friend?
I got lots of stuff off the Bungie store last week. My wallet broke.
There's a lot of cool stuff. Was it Destiny related or 30th anniversary stuff?
It was mainly the 20th or 30th anniversary stuff.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
awesome. I have a question for you, Ro.
Sorry. Okay.
I know Lake dropped today, but you've also been playing Road 96, and I haven't started either. So I wanted to ask you if you think I should start with Lake tonight, or if I should go for Road 96 and catch up on some sweet indies.
That's a good question, sir. I haven't picked up Lake yet, so I would say go for Lake. Just because as I'm continuing to play Road 96, I'm not sure if I would be so ready to recommend it as much as what I've seen of Lake. Lake seems like such a chill time and a good story and stuff like that. So I would say go for Lake. I'm definitely going to check that out too. But I think you could wait on Road 96. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, that's the games that we are playing. I hope next week I'll be able to tell you about Lake. I'm actually on Xbox Game Pass, and there's a game that just called Craftopia. And most of their description is just saying how this is a game under development, but it's an MMO action adventure. And I'm watching the trailer, and at one point in the trailer, there's just a giraffe, and the character throws like a diamond-shaped Pokeball at it and captures the giraffe, and that intrigued me very much. And they're riding around on hoverboards. Everything is crazy, and I definitely will definitely tell you guys about that next time because I'm definitely downloading this tonight to see what the heck this is all about. So
Does it look like
yes.
Dokkaevi?
It's definitely as crazy as Dokkaevi, yes, but it looks
Okay.
more like Breath of the Wild. Literally, not even hiding it. It's Breath of the Wild paragliders. But yeah, Craftopia. Excited for that. All right, moving in to the topic of the show: previews. And we're going to start off with something that I'm sure both of you are very excited for: the Dead Space dev live stream that we saw last week. Were either of you able to catch it live? I did not. I'm definitely looking at the previews because, as you know, very scared. But were either of you able to catch it live?
I watched it after. I didn't catch it live,
Yeah.
but my
But
goodness.
you watched it, yeah. It looks good.
Looks good, right?
So good, yes. Like just the environments. It's insane to me. Like you look at something like this and you're like, man, that's what I played, 10 years ago or however long it's been now. I guess 13 years ago. But you're like, man, that looks like the game I played. And then you look at the actual game from then and you're like, oh, wait a minute. That's the new one. But
No,
yeah.
you thought that?
I did initially.
When I was seeing side-by-side screenshots, I was like, God damn, the original Dead Space still holds up so well.
Yes, it does. Yes, I agree. I agree. I agree. It holds up completely. But I was like, it's just crazy to me that like seeing like I don't know what it is. Seeing the new one, I was like, okay, that's my memory. And then you look back at the other one and you're like, oh, wait, that's not my memory. But
Yeah.
you're right. It does hold up pretty well, I think.
But the new one looks great too.
Yes. Light. I think the lighting is the biggest thing because like game development has evolved so much since 2008 that the lighting is just insane now, especially with ray tracing and you have light bouncing off of metals, and obviously Dead Space is taking place in a space station, so there's a lot of metal for light to bounce off of and like do super interesting things with that, like swinging lights. I remember like swinging lights, so like just imagining that in this new engine, like bouncing off the walls. And then the necromorphs coming down from the ceiling and tearing your head off.
One of my favorite things is in games is the way devs will light dark scenes. I remember in the original Last of Us, I I spent a good like 10 minutes the first time you go down into the subway, and you turn on your flashlight and you get up to like part of the subway where the wall is orange. It's like an orange tiled wall, and the like bounce lighting of the flashlight would reflect orange across the room. It would make instead of the white glow, it'd be an orange glow. And I was like, God damn, games are so cool, like the way like lighting is progressing. So I'm hoping like when I play the new Dead Space to not that I'm looking for the same exact experience of like, wow, look at the way this lighting is reflecting in this room. But I mean, I am like the fog mechanics, the light bouncing on like the shiny floor, just the ambiance I think of Dead Space is going to be so awesome. I can't wait to play it again. Hopefully
the sound design is really good too, because that is so important in a game like that.
As somebody who's on the outside looking in, the technology is definitely impressive, and just looking through the screenshots and what they showed off is like, as you're saying, the lighting on the incredible. The interesting stuff that they're doing with the combat, like
Yes.
I'm reading from Nembellion on Twitter here. First look at the new dismemberment system in Dead Space. The body damage system is completely new. You can remove flesh from the bone of your enemies. And I love stuff like that, where it's not like in your face a huge health bar. So, like, I love it in certain, but when you could just like look at the person that you're shooting and it's more visual than just like a big yellow bar, I think that's really great for immersion, especially for a horror game like this, where you could just see like, oh, the bones are ripping off. I almost got it. I think that's really cool, and obviously a testament to how far technology has come. And the zero gravity room, which is something that I don't know what that means, but that sounds awesome. I'm looking at the screenshots here. Apparently there's a moment in it's 0 Gs, and apparently they overhauled that mechanic to allow for more 360-degree freedom. Thrusters like in Dead Space 2 are going to be there, and new paths and environments with new challenges. So they're also adding a couple of new ways to, I guess, navigate that room too. So definitely some cool stuff for fans.
And the original voice actor of Isaac is back.
Yes.
And
That's really cool too.
And he didn't speak in the first game at all. So like this is going to be really cool to see like what dialogue they put into the game to kind of enhance the story.
Dead Space is so cool, Dan. Are you excited?
Yes, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
And I love
I
that
want Ro to
Gunnar
play
Wright's
it.
coming back. Like he's amazing as Isaac. Yeah, I agree.
There's a cool video essay. I think I talked about this by Jacob Geller where he talks about mostly Dead Space 2, but he brings up some Dead Space 1 stuff. And it's a cool like the first few minutes is just like a look at the character of Isaac because he's just not like an action hero. He's just an engineer. He's this like bulky dude who got thrown into this mess and he's got to figure out a way out. He's using repurposed engineer tools to like fight his way out. And like, I love it. I'm so glad it's back.
Yeah, and what you were saying, Roro, about the new dismemberment system and like peeling away like the muscle and tissue from that sounds so cool.
Sounds so cool. It does.
Man.
Moving on to our next preview, Elden Ring got a 15-minute behind closed door preview for a lot of game industry folks, and they shared their thoughts with the rest of us. I've got a little bit of tidbits here, but Christian, was this the game that you said that you have a little bit?
Yeah, it's the same stuff from Nibelian, so if you're going to read his stuff, then go ahead, yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was just going to read the little tidbits that he's got here. He says, new Elden Ring details. We've got some fast travel from anywhere, so that's always awesome in an open world game. Many optional encounters, multiple paths and endings, plenty of lore. Archers and magicians can fight from horseback too, so some different variety in the enemies. So good for an open world game. Legacy dungeons that are separate from the overworld, as well as stealth mechanics that are similar to Sekiro. So any Sekiro fans out there, that might be a plus. New mechanic, guard counter, strike after a normal block, but that strike can be countered as well. Enemies have a stand/balance that can be broken. Hub with NPCs confirmed, and a Moonlight Great Sword not confirmed yet? ? I don't know what that means. But
there's always some kind of great sword like this in all the Souls games. So
okay, gotcha. But yeah, I read a little bit of thing, and he talked about a huge open field and how exciting that was to just be able to go in any direction and seeing some possible bosses to take down, and just the freedom of that open field being in a game like this. So it definitely is interesting. I've never been a huge Soulsborne guy. I tried Neo. I think Neo is the game that I really enjoyed, but never finished. But I do always want to give them a shot. Elden Ring might be that one. But yeah, what did you guys think about the previews that we saw for Elden Ring?
So I'm not a huge Soulsborne guy either, Ro. So obviously I'm excited I'm excited for the fans of this style. I have one of my buddies that I went to college with. He's a huge Soulsborne fan, so he's been very excited about this as well as you, Christian. Yeah, I think it's cool. Now my question is, it says fast travel from anywhere. Does that mean, like, what if you're in the middle of like a boss battle? Can you just fast travel out of the boss battle? I wonder.
You probably wouldn't be able to. Okay. It'd probably be like other Souls games where you go behind like some kind of curtain of fog.
Gotcha.
Like once you actually enter the area, you can't exit that encounter until later. But who knows?
That'd be crazy. Yeah, you're like almost dead, and you pause, quick, fast travel. I'm out of here.
I was gonna say,
yeah. Go ahead, Christian. Sorry.
What was I gonna say? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. I actually wasn't super hype about this game for a while. If I'm being honest, like after I saw the trailer, I was like, cool. It seems to be leaning more into like the Dark Souls stuff than anything. And I'm gonna get flack for this, but of the Soulsborne games, I'm actually not huge on the Dark Souls games. I should give them another chance. Like that's fine. It's been a long time since I played them. Like sure, like that. There's my bias there, but until I read this, I was like, you know what? I'm in, because it seems like the movement and the fighting is closer to that of Sekiro, which is a bit that sort of like faster gameplay. I guess like movement. There's the stealth. There's the introduction of the stance and balance, which seems to be kind of like the posture stuff from Sekiro. So that part really intrigues me, and then with like the lore and mystique and intrigue of like a Dark Souls meets the who's the guy that wrote the books? Martin.
George R. Martin.
Yeah,
go.
mixed with his storytelling, I think could make for a really cool game. And the fact that this game comes out very soon, I think it's January.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely, I'm ready to go again. I mean, Dan saw me fight that monkey in Sekiro. How insane I got after that. So,
Oh man. And the screenshots do look really cool. The images that they were able to share definitely set a mood for sure. And yeah, definitely excited for those fans out there. And again, this could be the one that I like, the one that I dive in, and maybe I become a Soulsborne fan from here on out. But right now, I'm just like, yeah, good. Very excited for those who are excited.
think of it as a Soulsborne Breath of the Wild, and maybe that'll sell you.
Maybe. It definitely, yeah, I like that. I like the sound of that. But moving on to story, Marvel Midnight Suns got a little bit of a gameplay trailer as they promised after they gave us the trailer from Opening Night Live that a lot of people liked, and then the gameplay came out and a lot of people did not like it for some reason. They were not expecting that. At least based on the videos that I saw with the likes and the comments and all that stuff, they were kind of caught off guard by what they saw. As someone who enjoyed XCOM 2, I'm definitely interested to see even more. I thought the gameplay looked fine. The card system thing, I don't know how I feel about that just yet. I know a lot of people didn't like the randomness of XCOM 2 with the percentages and all that kind of stuff, so maybe the cards give a little bit more structure and more assurance that you're going to land your hits. But I'm reading from Rebellion again. Card-based team roster, 3 heroes plus environment impacts gameplay. Cards can be upgraded. Social system that impacts tag team abilities between heroes. So the social system I thought was really cool too, kind of akin to the BioWare games where you can kind of communicate with the different superheroes on your team and form a bond with them. And the stronger the bond, the stronger the cards. So you get a bonus for forming a bond with Tony Stark or Magic or whoever else in the team. And I thought that was really cool. I just want to go on a little rant here as I did last week with this, where I think they should just be accompanied with gameplay or for series that have been established, like what you were saying last week, Dan, your Halo thing. I am totally fine with that. That totally makes sense. That trailer was so hyped. I can only imagine the Halo trailer and stuff like that is totally fine. It's a game that we know what it's like. But then you have stuff like Marvel's Midnight Suns, where I don't think the general audience knew that this was going to be a strategy game. They see Marvel and they're like, oh, this is going to be a cool action game. I can't wait for that. And it's not to the fault of the developers, I guess, but I just feel like the general audience doesn't know that stuff. So it only hurts them by the time they're showing the game off. So I don't know. That's just how I feel about the CGI trailers right about now. But yeah, back to the actual Midnight Sun stuff. What did you guys think about were you turned off by it, or is it something that you're Christian?
I'm of two minds because I think an Ultimate Alliance style gameplay would be a lot of fun, especially considering like it's like a team game and the story seems intriguing. So I can see why people are upset and like bummed that it was like some kind of strategy game. But honestly, I think the card system kind of intrigues me. Like the idea of a strategy behind combat is always kind of interesting to me, and it's always kind of like that weird like gameplay loop where it's like I feel smart by picking the right cards, the sequence of cards, right, and picking like overcoming not through like brute force, but like by thinking essentially. That said, I'm not a huge XCOM guy, but I would consider probably trying this out or watching someone stream it. I'm leaning more towards trying this out though.
Yeah, Christian, I actually agree with you. Like before this, I was like, I don't know that I was actually that on board because I I'm not a huge XCOM guy, but actually after this, I think I'm more interested after seeing the gameplay because like I like kind of the card aspect of it as someone who played a lot of Hearthstone when I was in college, you know, like going between classes and, you know, waiting for my next class to start. I would play a ton of Hearthstone. I loved that game. So actually the card system was pretty exciting for me. And they did say that, I believe they said that there's no microtransactions for cards or anything. So it's not like, you know, it's not a predatory system or anything like that. So honestly, I don't think that it's a huge deal. And, yeah, it actually got me more excited to kind of check this out. So, and
High five, Dan.
yeah, if anyone can't tell on the YouTube stream, my camera decided to stop working, so I just turned it off. So, but yes, high five, Christian. Even though the viewers at home can't see.
But yeah, as you said, the microtransactions are just for cosmetic stuff, not for the cards. So it's not play to win or anything like that. And that is absolutely how you get my money in a Marvel game. Marvel Avengers is just like, give me a cool costume, I'm gonna throw some money at you. So definitely, they're still gonna get the money that they want. So yeah, I'm glad that you guys are interested. I'm definitely interested as well. I just still come down to the fact that just show off the game when you're ready. To just save the disappointment for. It just sets people up for disappointment when the gameplay is out. So yeah.
Honestly, for me, at the end of the day, if the narrative is good and if the gameplay works as it's intended to, and it's fun, I think that makes for a solid game.
Absolutely.
Yes, agreed.
All right, that brings us to the end of the show. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to add, or before we close it out?
No, I don't think so.
Hydrate, get the vaccine.
Hydrate, get the vaccine. Yes, absolutely. I echoed those statements literally. But thank you everyone for watching both on YouTube and just YouTube. I'm sorry. But thank you. You may have been listening on podcast services around the world, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, Stitcher. Thank you everyone. Thank you, Christian. Thank you, Daniel. Much love. Later will be greater.
Much
Keep
love.
on rolling.